Tension was building fast. Voices were tightening, eyes were watching, and assumptions were hardening mid-aisle. Then a black woman calmly reached into her bag and produced one thing that stopped everything cold: her boarding pass, halting a growing conflict before it could fully take shape. The plane is nearly full, the aisle crowded with people settling in, overhead bins slamming shut, and the low hum of impatience filling the cabin, and the black woman is already seated, buckled in, her belongings secured, visibly prepared for departure, when the interaction begins with a question that sounds routine but lands with pressure, asking whether she is seated in the correct row. And the tone carries an edge of urgency that feels disproportionate, drawing attention from nearby passengers who sense friction before it becomes obvious, and she looks up calmly, answers that she is in her assigned seat, but the response does not resolve the concern, instead it escalates it, as another voice joins in, then another, layering doubt over her certainty, and what could have ended quietly starts to stretch into something heavier, something public, something that feels like it's heading toward confrontation. And throughout this build-up she remains composed, not matching the rising energy, not mirroring the suspicion directed toward her, and when the requests repeat, seat number, row confirmation, questions framed as checks but delivered as challenges, she reaches into her bag with unhurried precision and pulls out her boarding pass, holding it up clearly, deliberately, without flourish, and the effect is immediate, because documentation cuts through speculation in a way explanations never do. And as the boarding pass is examined, the momentum of the conflict collapses, the seat number aligns, the name matches, the system confirms what she has been saying all along, and the shift in tone is abrupt, voices soften, authority recalibrates, and the growing conflict evaporates, almost instantly, replaced by quick acknowledgments and movement away, as if the moment might disappear if no one lingers on it, and she accepts the boarding pass back, places it where it was before, and resumes her stillness, while the cabin exhales collectively, aware that something was stopped mid-escalation, not by argument, but by proof, and the significance of the moment lingers because the conflict was not prevented by apology or awareness, but by her preparedness and restraint, revealing how quickly assumptions can spiral and how easily they unravel when confronted with facts. What makes the moment resonate is how close it came to becoming something else, because conflicts on planes escalate quickly, fueled by confined space, authority, and the pressure to maintain order, and black women are often positioned at the center of those escalations not because they provoke them, but because their certainty is questioned more readily, and the growing tension around her seat was not about confusion but disbelief. Disbelief that she was exactly where she said she was, and her choice to present her boarding pass early and calmly prevented the situation from crossing a line where tone and perception could have worked against her, and that choice reflects an awareness many people never have to develop, the awareness that remaining calm is not about politeness but protection, and her response denied the moment the emotional energy it needed to grow, because she did not argue her case verbally, did not match urgency with urgency, did not defend herself beyond presenting facts, and once those facts were visible the system had no option but to correct itself, yet the absence of apology afterward reveals another layer, because stopping a conflict is not the same as acknowledging why it started. An acknowledgment would have required examining the assumptions that fueled the escalation in the first place, and while that examination never happened publicly, the outcome still mattered. Because she was not removed, not relocated, not embarrassed further, and those watching saw the turning point clearly, the exact second when the narrative flipped, and moments like this stay with people because they expose how fragile authority can be when it relies on assumption rather than verification, and how quickly confidence shifts when proof appears, and for the woman, the moment reinforces a familiar truth, that preparation is often a form of self-defense. And that her calm was not accidental but intentional, shaped by experience, and while she did not seek to educate or confront, she still altered the outcome simply by standing firm and letting evidence speak, which is often the only language systems reliably understand. Stepping back, the incident illustrates how many public conflicts are not born from wrongdoing but from unchecked doubt, and how easily those doubts attach themselves to certain bodies more than others, yet her experience also shows how moments on the brink of escalation can be redirected without force, without volume, and without surrender, because the boarding pass did more than confirm a seat. It restored balance to a situation that was tilting unfairly, and although the resolution was quiet and uncelebrated, it arrived before damage was done, before voices were raised, before labels could be applied, and timing matters in these moments, because once a conflict fully ignites it becomes harder to control how it's interpreted, and her intervention, calm and factual, stopped that chain reaction, and while the crew moved on quickly, the memory of the interruption remains, carried by those who noticed how fast certainty shifted once evidence appeared, and for her, the significance lies not in being vindicated publicly but in protecting her peace privately, knowing she did not need to prove herself beyond presenting what was already hers, and this moment becomes one of many quiet examples of how dignity can be preserved in spaces designed to rush judgment, reminding us that sometimes the most effective way to stop a conflict is not to meet it head-on, but to ground it in truth before it has a chance to grow. If this story resonated, share it thoughtfully, not to glorify restraint, but to recognize preparedness, clarity, and self-trust. Support conversations that examine how quickly assumptions escalate, and how calmly they can be stopped. Follow for more stories that highlight everyday moments where dignity, evidence, and presence change outcomes without confrontation. Because sometimes the most powerful intervention isn't loud, it's simply knowing the truth and presenting it at the right moment.